I grew up in a household, my mother had 6 kids in 8 years. It was chaotic in my house. So my first memories are not of the family, but being outside, being in the woods. We had a beautiful woods behind our house, and I spent a lot of time digging for salamanders and picking up crawdads and just being among the trees and just really appreciating that. And I loved to draw, and I remember seeing a booklet from first grade, and the teacher had us draw a picture, any picture we wanted on carbon paper. And then it was the old machine where you would wind it up and go, and my picture was on the very last page. All these kids had a drawing of a person or a tree or whatever. Mine was this picture completely full of plants and animals, and really stood out from all the rest. I loved art all through school. I had a piece that went and competed statewide, but better jobs were in chemistry. And I was good in chemistry, so I took that path. And after I graduated, I went to Zaire and as a Peace Corps volunteer, and I taught chemistry for 2 years. I loved it there. No electricity, no running water. It was a mud hut. I did have a cement floor, and I had a garden there. And everywhere I've lived since leaving home, I've had a garden. Then I traveled around the world for a year, and really agriculture was what I wanted to work with. I decided, and I wanted to work in developing countries, so I went to the Ohio State School for Agriculture Economics. I graduated on a Friday, and on a Monday I started work in Washington, D.C. with the U.S. Department of Agriculture. And so I spent my life overseas promoting U.S. agricultural products, but also working on the development side. And farmers, people who grow plants, people who are next plant, they're just wonderful people. So I had a fantastic life traveling. One thing that I learned from working with these people is that they know how to talk to plants. They know how to listen. They know what to ask. And it's a beautiful thing. In the diplomatic corps, you can have early retirement, and that didn't take long for me. When I turned 50, I started thinking about, well, what do I want to do when I grow up? And I came back to my true love of art. When I got back into the art world, I started drawing. At Fairchild Tropical Botanic Garden, they had a class in Botanical Illustration. In Botanical Illustration, you're copying the plant as much as you can. The best thing is really to pick it up and look at it, because you need to look at both sides of the leaf. Are they smooth? Are they hairy? What do the veins look like? What do the petals look like? What's on the other side? Usually I pick a plant because of something I see that I like about the plant, but then I start delving in, and there's a story. For example, this is the pokeberry, and the pokeberry is a weed. You know, we find it in our gardens here, find it in parking lots. During the Civil War, it's got this beautiful black berry. You can make ink out of it, and soldiers used to write home with the ink from the pokeberry. Botanical Illustration was a great start for me. I had worked all my life on the left side of the brain, and now I wanted to be a little bit more creative with the plants, and I wanted something a little bit more tactile. So I started working with fabric. A lot of my fabric art is quilting, and in this piece here, I actually hand dyed indigo. And it's interesting, when I was working on this piece, this summer, there was all this news about floods and fires and earthquakes, and I remember feeling really frazzled. As this came together, I saw that these were amoebas swimming around in the water, and I thought, you know, if we humans are so stupid that we are going to kill ourselves, these amoebas are still going to be here. They're going to be living, and it gave me hope. It changed my whole outlook. It's just fine. It doesn't take long for a forest to take over a city.